Awesome. And welcome to the In-Game Boss Podcast. I am your host, Jeremy, a.k.a. your retro activist, a.k.a. your in-game boss, a.k.a. welcome to fall. You know, like we got some cool breeze a couple days ago in Oklahoma. I think it was like 54 degrees on Monday or Tuesday, and I was shivering a little bit. I was like, oh, that came out of nowhere. I was prepared for hot when I walked out, and I had to go back in, get a little hoodie on a little bit. I didn't have to scarf up or anything, but, got a little hoodie on. Had a hat on because I got a haircut. So, with haircuts, your head feels a lot colder. I'm not like
perfect. Yeah.
I'm not like my second in command over here, Jaron.
Oh, yeah. Jaron, a.k.a. the Evil of Aku, a.k.a. the grumpiest of bears, as evidenced today. a.k.a. It was perfect zoo weather Wednesday, and it was perfect setting controlled fires outside weather.
Ah, very nice, very nice.
And a fire pit. I'm not an arsonist. I'm not a Pretty sure I'm not a pyromaniac.
How many fires have you started in your life?
Fires that I've started?
Yeah.
I lost count.
Okay.
But sidebar, I see we got some more people in the audience, including our friend Davidism, who's still harping on he had to work a little bit a couple of days ago in Tekken. Yeah. We were playing,
mm-hmm.
and we were just kind of death matching going through, and the final tally was 11 games him, 9 games me. But I could just tell he was sweating. Sweat. I could just tell it was like, put that sweat on there. but yes, he won.
Okay.
He took it.
Okay. Shout out to David.
But yeah. Shout out to the victor goes the props.
Mm-hmm.
But it was not easy, and that's all I'm about.
Right. I got to make you work for the win.
Yeah. Whether I win or lose, you will always know you were in a fight.
Yeah. And shout out to Curtis that managed to enter the chat room with it was like 50 degrees. So yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm ready for the fall. Not ready for winter. I'm never ready for winter. I don't like winter. Sorry, let me rephrase it. Somebody told me like I like snow. I don't like ice snow. And I'm like, I agree, but Oklahoma doesn't do snow. It does ice snow, and I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah, the way things have been changing this last year or so, where we had a really mild winter, and then we had a short burst of ice, and then the rest was mild. I bet you we just get snow, if anything, this winter.
I beg differ. I think we are going to get ice snow. It might be in January, but I feel like almost every year or every other year we get a terrible ice storm. And I know that because every place I live, there's always a giant tree branch blocking my path, and I always have to go a detour somewhere, So I'm just banking on, I'm getting prepared. I need to go to Walmart, pick up some sweaters, and pick up some defroster stuff. I gotta buy. Actually, I need to buy a new scraper. My other scraper broke, so I need to go buy that. I need to do that before chaos hits and then Walmart goes nuts and whatnot.
Yeah,
like the apocalypse or something like that.
Do it now before people. We already know how people are regarding their. A light fell.
Ooh.
We know how people are regarding their. I know.
Is it snowing over there? Is it snowing over there? It got dark. Your house care? You okay there?
Goodness. Yeah, I'm great. Just animals and circumstances causing a problem.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
But it's all good. It's all good. No animals were harmed in the falling of that light.
But yeah, regardless though, I'm ready for fall. We're close to ending this season for the In-Game Boss podcast. As people know, we always do our awards towards the end of the year. My birthday is in November. Thanksgiving, Christmas, more family time.
Hint.
Say what? Oh, hint. Yeah.
Hint.
More family time. So hopefully everybody will have time to be with their family. Hopefully people got vaccinated, and we'll see what happens with that. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Nintendo because like our last episode, if you haven't checked it out on YouTube, we did the PlayStation event. So,
Yes.
shout out for Sony for their presentation. But Nintendo decided, like, well, since you're going to do an event, how about we put one on, Why not? We're overdue for one, right? So they came out. That was on Thursday, the 23rd. Yeah,
Yes.
the 23rd.
Yes.
Yeah, around 5 p.m. Central Time. And, 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock, all the way in California and all that. And Nintendo decided to do a 40-minute video again. They've been coming in. They've been coming in pretty strong. And this one was pretty meaty. Would you agree? Like, I thought this one was pretty meaty.
I think so, especially since for once in the last year and some change, people shut the hell up about a Switch Pro and just let Nintendo be Nintendo.
Yeah.
It felt properly. It felt properly. It wasn't like, holy crap, haymaker after haymaker, but there were some good hits in there.
I would say, and I agree with, I was watching Game Explain. I like Game Explain a little bit on YouTube. You can check them out. They were talking about, I think they said this is the best one for them. After we finish talking, I'll see if I agree with that. But they said that I think they did a good job giving a little bit of everything that everybody wanted. And I think I kind of agree with that. Not to the point of like, did we get everything that you personally want? I think they filled in most of the blocks of kind of please a little bit of everything, right? I mean, you got your action, you got shooters, you got some of the retro, you got some surprises, you got your RPGs. I feel like they kind of gave you a little bit of everything in that and basically they fill all the genre blocks. Now, depending on the game you want in that genre block, I can't help you with that. But overall, I thought they kind of, it was a nice meaty meal. I thought they gave you a little bit of everything. Yeah. It was a good buffet.
It was some good announcements. I mean, of course, with every direct, there's people who are like, "Oh, this leaked, that leaked," but I paid no mind to that.
I didn't know there was leaks. I honestly didn't know there was any leaks.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Platinum, said, "Hey, we have stuff to announce, but they don't want to say anything yet, so we got to."
Okay. So you consider that a leak? I thought it was more of
not that. I'm saying in addition to.
Oh, okay.
The leak had to do with the expansion pass stuff.
Now, there was a leak. Not a leak. There was rumors that Xenoblade was going to be somehow in here, like Xenoblade Chronicles or something. They said maybe a third one might get announced or something like that. It's been in talk for a little bit because they've been hinting a little bit of stuff here and there. But, of course, headliner, nowhere to be found. Curtis said, fire Nintendo, as displaying what Sony would say if they saw that. If they saw Nintendo's thing. Anyways.
Sony's like, fire, Nintendo's, fire everything.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and kind of we're not going straight in order. Just like the Sony, we're going to kind of jump around and whatnot. But we're going to get through all the kind of the quick and not main stuff, but more of the side stuff. That is not video games, just more of the accessories and everything. But first, Smash Brothers. No announcement on the Direct. But by the way, if you haven't watched the Direct, maybe you should go watch the Direct before anything else. But you're here, why not? So Smash Brothers, you will not get any announcement in the Direct. That will have its own special for the final one, and it's over. No more, and that will be announced on October 5th, as Sakurai will announce who the character is and give you a demo of the gameplay of that character. So, I ask you for the final time, who do you think is going to be the final reveal?
Oh, I think since this is Sakurai's, I'm done.
Actually, give me who do you think it might be, but who do you want it to be? So.
Okay. I think it might be Sora because everybody's
okay.
That's what the rumbling is, and it would make sense.
Okay.
However, I want it to be Waluigi just to complete the set.
Waluigi.
Why not? Complete the set, and it could make it a hell of a way to bookend it. I mean, then truly everyone will be there.
I think Waluigi to me is more of a troll, and I think a lot of people will be disappointed as a final. Like, if Waluigi got mentioned a long time ago, then that makes sense. But for a final, like, I don't know if that's like a good finale to me personally. But I mean, you're part of the Waluigi bus, so I don't
I'm
know.
not part of any bus.
Hey, you said you want it. There. You in that bus, son.
I want it, but I'm not capping for him or anything like that. I want it because it would just make sense. It would just make sense.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have any of the DLC anyway, so I don't care. But it would just make sense for Waluigi to wind it all up.
Okay. All right. If you're right, you're right. It is what it is. I think regardless, the internet is going to be happy or upset. Regardless,
the internet's going to be pissy no matter what. They can throw diamond shards at everybody, and there's still going to be someone finding something to bitch about.
Yeah. So what I want, and it'll never happen. If it does, I will. I'll make a bet right now. If this happens, I will buy all the DLC for Smash Brothers. If this happens, I will buy.
Oh, you heard it here first, folks.
If it happens, this is my want, not what it should be. What I want is Earthworm Jim, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Earthworm Jim.
Yeah, I've been campaigning that.
What a hell of a way to take the thunder out of the Amico.
Yeah, right.
What little thunder the Amico has.
Yeah, but I think don't they own the rights to Earthworm Jim? So I don't know if that will happen.
No.
Oh, they don't? Okay.
No,
I thought it was the company that did it because I thought they said they were announcing Earthworm Jim 4 for that, and I thought they owned the rights to all that. Anyway.
The next Earthworm Jim game was supposed to be exclusively on the Amico. We'll see how long that lasts.
Okay.
Considering it's a car crash right now. But yeah. Don't get that's a whole nother kettle of fish to discuss another day.
So who I think is going to be the character from Astral Chain.
Okay. Makes sense.
I think it's going
Nintendo
to be
owns.
Yeah, I think it's going to be in-house for that. Now, what I also think what people want, and it's possible still, is Crash Bandicoot. So that's all I got.
I could see that's plausible.
Now, what I think they're going to do, and I think this will be funny. I think we're going to get both our wishes. Your wish is going to be like they did with Banjo-Kazooie to Duck Hunt Dog. So we're going to see Waluigi in the video, but he is going to be pushed to the side to reveal the main person. He's going to be a person that's just going to fake people out, and boom, here's the real character.
That's going to be a genius troll, and I will laugh forever.
Yeah. Because that got me with the Banjo-Kazooie. Because, like, they showed Banjo-Kazooie, then it was Duck Hunt Dog, and I was like, oh, well, that's funny. It ended up being Banjo-Kazooie. But I feel like this one right here, I think it's going to be Waluigi fake out, and then here's the real thing. I think that would be really funny.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Sakurai is just like, whatever, just put that in there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we shall see. The date, do you mind if I tell the date? October 5th?
Oh, I already said it earlier.
Yeah, I'm just restating
it. Okay, yeah.
Restating it for those. October 5th, the final DLC character will be revealed.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to watch live. I'll probably just watch the recording. But yeah.
They don't have a time, right? I mean, I forgot. I think they do have a time, but I didn't look at the time.
I think they're going to do it in the afternoon. Or wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm totally wrong. It's going to be at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central.
Okay, cool. All right. So let's get to the big elephant in the room. Miyamoto came in during the Direct to give an update on the new Super Mario Brothers movie being made by the same production that has done Despicable Me and the recent Grinch movie and whatnot. And they didn't show us any visuals, what the characters are going to look like or anything like that. We just know it's going to be released on December 2022. But they did tell us what the cast is going to be like. So just for a quick roundup, and then we'll just kind of do a quick initial thoughts. We have Chris Pratt as playing Mario. We have Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach. Charlie Day as Luigi. Jack Black as Bowser. Keegan Michael Key as Toad, Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. And also, we have the surprise from, now I'm going to butcher his name, Charles Martinet?
Charles Martinet.
Yeah. Martinet, yeah. He's actually one of the original like voices for the like Mario 64. Yeah.
Mario voice.
Yeah, but he's not playing as Mario. He's playing a bunch of guests or other surprise voices in there. Now, there is also a different cast. We didn't do that list, but they're more of like little side things. You know, whatnot.
Michael Richardson is a very well-known voice in games and cartoons.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So, initial thoughts, what do you think?
Okay. I'm going to go two parts on this. One, what I personally think, and two, what I think of everybody else's whining. So one, Chris Pratt's out of left field for me. But you know what? I'm interested to see how he takes it on. I am interested. Anya Taylor-Joy, you know what? She has range. She really does. She's actually quite talented. I'm not just talking about Queen's Gambit, but you know, just in general. Keegan-Michael Key and Jack Black and Seth Rogen. You and I both know they're going to probably steal the show because I mean, come on, Jack Black is Bowser. Keegan-Michael Key as Toad. I'm imagining the substitute teacher from Key and Peele channeling that for Toad.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, and of course Seth Rogen, Donkey Kong. I don't know. It's a hell of a star-studded cast, and it's going to be interesting to see how they pull it off. Now, the other part is everybody. You may have heard there are people who are like, "Why didn't you get Charles Martinet to just do Mario?" Because and this has been brought up, and I agree. I cannot sit through an hour and a half of hearing his Mario. It's great in short bursts, but a full narrative story, I can't see it. I can't see it. It's cool they're still honoring him, but yeah, they have to go mainstream appeal.
My initial thought about it is, it feels like that this cast, it felt like they just picked the top most popular people to come do these parts. Because I honestly prefer probably real professional voice actors to come in and do that. But I understand this is a Hollywood movie, so they have to get big names on this, so I get it. I'm intrigued to see more of how they're going to do the characters, except for Peach, because I'm going to be real for you. I think they can get any person to really do Peach. Peach it's not that hard to do Peach, to be honest with you. You just have to have a nice voice. Yeah. I mean, I can even say Emily Blunt can do Peach. Like, her voice is nice. Like, all you had to do is all you had to do is have a nice voice.
Okay, so no Fran Drescher.
Right? No, like, well, let's be honest here. Like, Princess is just supposed to be a really good kind of person, and that's it. So I don't see that. Now, Toad is a different story, because I think a lot of people have to remember that he's playing as Toad, but you have to remind yourself that they're a race called Toads. He's not just a mushroom person named Toad. He's a Toad that happened to be Toad of a race of Toads. So
yeah, Keegan-Michael Key voicing like 38,000 Toads.
Yeah, so we have to be where we have to accept him to do that. Charlie Day, though, from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, that's the one I'm kind of intrigued by how he's going to do Luigi. Because the problem is we are so set on the video game how Luigi should sound and Mario sounding, it's hard for us to accept what they're going to sound in this version of it. So that's why I'm trying to give it more of an open-minded about it. But also, too, I don't know if I really care about Donkey Kong being in this, but I was talking to a coworker, and we were talking about why would Donkey Kong and Cranky Kong be in this, and we were thinking like maybe there'll be a Mario origin story.
Or flashback.
Of maybe, he's fighting Donkey Kong on this building. Maybe Pauline will make a surprise appearance, and then it goes into whatever that is. So what mainly I want to know, because with the studios, that's doing that. I'm just kind of curious how the character's going to look, because Despicable Me and all that, their characters are interesting designs. So I'm curious like how Mario and all of them are going to really look for this particular one.
They're not going to have that much room for interpretation. Nintendo, Nintendo kept an iron grip on. It's like Shigeru Miyamoto was probably up in every artist, producer, lead, creative director's ass about. It's like, hey, that don't look like Mario. Nope. Suspend. No, overalls. The overalls aren't right. No, redo it.
I think
Shigeru Miyamoto's perfectionist.
I get that. I think it's actually, in my opinion, yes, the look, but I think it's more of what the characters can do and not do in this movie, because that's really what he pays in. He's like, Mario can't do this, and Mario can't do that. He can do this, but he can't do that. So it's limited of where they're going to combine that together, because maybe because they don't want to allow certain secrets or certain theories of of those characters. So I don't know, like
yeah, it's possible. I mean, I will say I think everybody's going to be everybody has high expectations for Charlie Day because he can pull off that comedic aspect so well, and I could just close my eyes and envision him as Luigi. And I think that's the thing. Everybody's closing their eyes and trying to envision those actors as those characters. And you brought up a good point. So many people, everybody, their only exposure to the voices of these characters has been through either the video games in the last 15 years, or for a lot of us older folks, the Mario Super Show and the Mario cartoon from the late 80s, early 90s. And Toad had that, hey Mario,
yeah.
and Captain Lou Albano was voice of Mario, and so everybody has that expectation. It's kind of like, if they did a Zelda movie or a show, again, people are going to think Link sounds one way or the other. So, I don't know. Everybody's already got their expectation like sky high on this.
The number one thing for me though is just don't take it too seriously. Like the
internet will.
No. I'm not talking about the internet. I'm talking about the movie itself. Like the movie should not take itself seriously. Like be aware and make some funny inside jokes about what you are, like what you are,
how ridiculous it is.
Yeah, how ridiculous, and make fun of that. That's what I want them to do. Like point out the stuff that gamers always talked about, like Mario, and just like establish it and like just embrace it and have fun with it.
Yeah.
I have to take mushrooms to do what?
A player.
Okay.
And he's a golfer.
Yeah.
And he's a racer.
Wouldn't it be funny? He's a billionaire, and this is all his side hobbies.
An eccentric billionaire.
Yeah, I mean, he done every single job. I mean, the guy was a doctor.
I mean, I could get a prescription pad and throw pills to people and call myself a doctor too.
Right.
He's like, I'm Dr. William. Yeah.
So, I'm hoping we'll see a trailer in the spring that kind of gives or a teaser or something, just so we can just see one. I don't even care if it's one image. If we get one image of one character, then I can kind of have an imagination of what the rest are going to look like. So
I bet you it'll be Super Bowl. We'll get like a teaser at Super Bowl.
Okay. All right. With that being said, let's move on to the next thing, and let's talk about the Nintendo Switch Online and the expansion pack. So they announced the expansion pack that will also include what one rumor said it might be, and one rumor that did not come true. So N64 is being in there. The Game Boy is not. There was a lot of talk if Game Boy was going to be on this list, and Game Boy Color did not make it on the list, which was kind of disappointing because I kind of wanted to see if they're going to do the Game Boy. But to replace the Game Boy was Sega Genesis. So you have Nintendo 64 and Sega Genesis coming to the online, called the expansion pack, and basically I guess that is going to be a different payment or an add-on update to your membership for that. We don't know how much the cost is, but the N64 games, the first ones that are going to be coming out is like Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, Mario Kart 64, Star Fox 64, Sin and Punishment, Dr. Mario 64, Mario Tennis 64, Win Back, and Yoshi.
I know, it's like everybody's got to have a weak win.
Yeah, but it's funny because like Win Back is the only like non Nintendo game on here. It's all the games I mentioned are all Nintendo in-house, except Winback. And it's like, Winback?
You know what? Because they were sure as hell not getting GoldenEye.
No. But it's funny you said that because they managed to get Banjo-Kazooie. In the future releases, they're saying they're coming, along with Pokemon Snap, Majora's Mask, Kirby 64, Mario Golf, and Paper Mario, along with F-Zero X.
F-Zero.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, on top of the Sega games, which, I mean, come on, it's basically another Sega Genesis collection that you're getting on there. So, there's no surprise of what Sega games are going to be on there. How do you feel about the expansion overall with the N64s?
With what they're throwing down and with what they're saying they're going to charge.
Which we don't have a price.
We don't have a price, but I'm gonna do what the internet always does and speculate like crazy and present it as fact.
Okay.
No. The expansion, I guarantee, will be no more than extra $10.
I agree. I think it's going to be a $10 difference. That's it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you know what? $30 a year, still very easy for people to swallow.
Mm-hmm.
That's still very easy for people to swallow, and people will swallow it. I do like the selection of games they have started off. I mean, the Ocarina of Time is going to keep you going for a good while. It's going to introduce the new kids and everything like that. Honestly, I am puzzled why they did Winback. That makes no sense at all. Of all the games, I would have just pulled Winback and put Paper Mario in there.
No, well, Paper Mario is on there.
No, Paper Mario is coming soon.
Yeah. But okay. Let me ask you this: what's the non-Nintendo game that should be on that list instead of Winback? Like, can you think of another one? Like Blast Corp? No, Blast Corp is Nintendo. No, Blast Corp is Nintendo. No, Blast Corp is Nintendo.
Well, Rare did it, but it was on the N64.
Yeah, no.
They can get Banjo and Kazooie. Let's get Blast Corp.
Okay, I was gonna say, is there any other like non-Nintendo game? Because Winback's not a Nintendo. Like, is there anything you can think of that would fit in that block? You know what I mean? Like, because everything else we said here are all Nintendo stuff. This is the only non-Nintendo game on this list, and that's hilarious.
Oh man, I honestly, it's hard pressed to think of some major, off the top of my head, some major good non-Nintendo, non-first party or even second party.
Right.
Oh, actually, I got one.
Okay.
Rogue Squadron.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. All right. Right on.
Yeah.
I can't think of one off the top of my head right now.
I would take that. I would take that over Winback.
Yeah. Winback is not a bad game, but it wasn't good either.
No. I'll put it this way. The fact that I would take Rogue Squadron over Winback.
Rogue Squadron's decent. Rogue Squadron's decent.
Yeah. I would take Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine over Winback.
Wow. Those are some strong words. Okay, I got one. Mega Man 64. That's basically Mega Man Legend.
I would take that over Winback.
Yeah.
I hate Mega Man 64.
You don't like Mega Man 64?
I have it. I've tried playing it several. Man, there's a fly in here who's dive bombing me.
He disagrees with you. That's what that fly's doing. He disagrees with you.
Yeah, I hate Mega Man 64, but I would still take that over Winback.
So you're not there. You're definitely not a fan of the Legends series. You don't like Mega Man Legends. Okay.
I really wanted to like it because I like Mega Man, but I just couldn't get into it.
I get it. No, that's cool. It's not for everybody. I mean, especially now, if you go back to it, the controls are really not that good. It'd be tough. Speaking of controls, you will be able to buy an old school 64 controller and a Sega Genesis controller that are wireless. And on top of that, if you like online, well, you could do Star Fox 64 online with 4 players. But can you do it for F-Zero X? Or could you do it for Mario Kart 64? They didn't say that.
That's what everybody's wanting to know.
They didn't say that.
I want Mario Kart 64.
But it'd be cool if they could.
Yeah. I mean, I see no reason why not. They were talking about multiplayer. It's like, do it. Like, that's the expectation.
Yeah.
I will say this. The thing that made people, that kind of telegraphed the N64 was Nintendo throwing those patents out earlier this year for the N64 controller.
Yeah.
But, you know what? I'm not going to buy the N64 controller. Are you?
No. To tell you the truth,
$50? No.
No. Well, to tell you the truth, dude, like, kudos for N64 coming, but to me, the N64 games don't age well for control wise, regardless. So none of those games are really, to me, right now worth playing. If I can get them, if I can get Ocarina of Time on the 3DS, I'd rather pick that instead.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know if and it's tough because mapping out the buttons to your regular controllers is still going to be difficult because it's still rocked on only one joystick. And my mindset is stuck on two joysticks now. So, those games.
We've been doing two joysticks for 20 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, to be honest with you, and now with the N64, I don't think GameCube's going to come. But if GameCube ever comes in the future, that's the one I'd be more excited about over N64 games.
You don't think we'll get GameCube in a year and a half?
Not on this edition of the Switch. Now, if we get the next successor to the Switch, maybe. Because I think that by the time GameCube games can be ready for that list, like let's be honest here, like I don't think it was hard to get the N64 on here, but to get this giant lineup already popping up, look how long it took for that. So if they start doing the GameCubes now, by the time the new successor to the Switch comes, they might be ready because those games are a lot more. Those games are a lot more heavier graphic-wise. So. Yeah.
Guess what we're not hearing about? We're not hearing about the N64 Mini anymore. For like a couple of years, everybody was talking about, that's the next thing. N64 Mini, N64 Mini. And I really, and this is their way of saying, no, that's not happening. And I'm glad, because that would be ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Well, ridiculous, yes, but people want the keep going, especially like, I don't know what the price would be for N64 Mini, but we're getting sidetracked on that. Well, I'm getting sidetracked on that. But if I could replace Sega Genesis with something, I would have gone with the Game Boy instead. There's a lot of great Game Boy games out there. Because come on, like Sega already has enough. Like we already have the collection. There's so many. You can get Sega on anything else. To be honest with you.
Well, let's be fair. Back in the days of the Wii Shop, on the Wii and the Wii U, you had Sega Genesis, you had TurboGrafx 16, you had Neo Geo, you had a whole bunch of other systems that you could buy games for. So it makes sense.
Buy, yes, but for free, no.
No. Stream them, no. But that's the thing where they're going towards. But yeah, I agree with you. The Sega Genesis, the selection that they had initially was underwhelming. You know, because guess what? I got a Sega Genesis Mini that has all of that. Or I have Sonic Ultimate Genesis Collection that has all of that. You know, or if you really wanted to impress me, put Sonic 3 and Knuckles all together on there. Have yet to see something in the last like 10 years to do that. I may be mistaken, but yeah, in all the collections recently have Sonic 1 and 2. They might have 3. And Sonic Knuckles, but they don't have Sonic plus Sonic and Knuckles.
It would have been cool if they went a little bit further and maybe put some bonus CDs or 32X on there just for SNS, you know?
Yeah, I mean...
just kind of spice it up.
If they wanted to go ham, if they wanted to blow my socks off, and I know it's just, Sega is Sega. I want 10 Genesis games, 10 Master System games, because that's probably the only amount of good Master System games there are. 5 32X games, 5 Sega CD games. Put that in one package or release that over the next 6 months. That will get me kind of excited. But the Genesis is the same hits.
So
it's not even some of the good sequels like Golden Axe. Cool. Why no Golden Axe 2? Streets of Rage 2. Great. Why no Streets of Rage 3 and Knuckles?
Streets of Rage 3 and Knuckles.
Yeah, no.
Knuckles should be in Streets of Rage. He should be.
Why not?
He should be in it.
It's great they got Contra Hardcore and Castlevania Bloodlines because people who want to play those, they either have to buy the Castlevania Anniversary Collection or the Contra Anniversary Collection. Oh, wait. That's not a big deal.
Yeah, but I guess, like, since Game Boy's on there, the question I guess I wonder if, like, do we think we're going to see other console collection on there? Do we see TurboGrafx coming on there, in the future? Do we see Neo Geo? Do we see anything else? Or do you think Sega will be the only one they put on, and then the next one will be more Nintendo stuff? We don't know, actually.
The door is kind of open. I mean, they had a good working relationship during the Wii and the Wii U, so I don't see why not. And Microsoft and Nintendo have a very amicable relationship, so anything is possible on that part. I mean, you've got 2 Konami games for the Sega Genesis, and Konami owns the not Neo Geo. I'm sorry, the TurboGrafx-16 properties.
Mm-hmm.
So it is possible. And we already had the TurboGrafx Mini that came out. I think if they were to do Game Boy Color, it would have to be I think they would have better luck doing like a mini release instead of putting it on the Switch.
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of classic ones they put on there, like the Final Fantasy Legends. There's a lot of Game Boy games that they did announce on there. So I kind of disagree with that, along with the Game Boy Advance, if they can kind of.
I mean, they have the ability to, but I think as far as Nintendo going on making money and making shareholders happy, they're going to probably. I would say they're going to do a mini console first.
Well, if that's the case, I mean, the N64 one would be a lot more money making than the Game Boy one, hands down, if you're going to compare that. But on top of that, how awesome would it have been, and we really got to move on because we're on a bit of a tight schedule, especially for you, is the fact that if they did the Game Boy Advance and then they dropped Earthbound 3, done.
That is definitely fantasy booking.
It is. It is.
That is the highest level of fantasy booking.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's totally possible. But because it's totally possible, that's why Nintendo won't do it.
Right.
I mean, if they were going to give us Earthbound 3, they would have given us Earthbound 3 like a couple years ago. They know or Mother 3, whatever. They know everybody wants it. Like people are asking them, please. They know they're not idiots. They're just I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea.
All right.
But anyways, moving on.
All right. Yeah. We need to hurry up and get to the meat of this. The direct. Okay. So we got all the side stuff out of the way. Now let's get to the meat stuff. Kirby and the Forgotten Lands coming out spring 2022. I don't want to say it's an open world. By the way, for the gameplay, it looks like it's still from level to level kind of thing. Because we saw it in the trailer at the end, he breaks open the cage to rescue some people. So it looks like it's going from section to sections, but it's going to feel like a roaming Kirby game. And this is the first Kirby game we have played that is more of a 3D, not 2.5. None of that stuff. This is like a full drone. He gets to kind of roll around a little bit.
Not even the crystal shards.
No, because that was 2D still, and that was on the N64. So, like I said, I think I call that more 2.5, in my opinion. So it looks 3D, but it's still 2D. So, what are your thoughts about it? Do you think this is a good direction for Kirby for this one?
Oh boy, I think it's going to be a fun direction. I mean, the last good Kirby game that I remember was Planet Robobot for the 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's a good direction because what it reminded me of seeing it was Super Mario Odyssey.
I think that's the direction they're doing with a lot of characters. Like, let's give all the Odyssey treatment.
I mean, why not? It works. If it works, it works. Then here's the thing: Nintendo. I'm not going to say they perfected, but they definitely had the best first shots at 3D roaming. Mario 64 was one of the best first shots. Zelda. Ocarina of Time, one of their best first shots at 3D. So why not? If you're good at it, do it.
Mm-hmm.
Do it until it doesn't work anymore. As far as the level design, probably section to section, or maybe roaming hub world and then a smaller roaming like section to section, kind of like Mario 64.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's totally possible. That's Kirby's style. He kind of goes round and round. It seems like he's a little bit more in the real world though, rather than a dreamland.
Or this world could be in the Dreamland because it's on a Lost Island. So who knows?
Yeah. Like Lost Island, Forgotten Dreams, or adults who are dreaming. Take a freaking never-ending story approach to it.
Mm-hmm. It could be like a Link Awakening. You know what I mean? Like he just lost ship and he end up on this random place for a second. It could be the real world for a second and then go right back to his dreamland. We don't know. It might be all a dream.
Yeah, but there is no excuse. There is no excuse for them to screw this up. The controls, the camera angles, no excuse for Nintendo to screw this up.
Yeah, my only concern is, because I'm willing to give this one a try, is I hope the game's not too easy, because we are dealing with a character that can basically soak up and get their powers like it's nothing. And the gameplay looks like it's fun, but it doesn't look challenging. So I hope that I'm wrong going into that it'll be a little bit more challenging. Now, they show us the boss fight that looks like, a giant ape that's taking over this place, and looks like he's wrecking shop here, but we still don't know what else is going on. So I hope it's a little bit more challenging, because I think a lot of people say a lot of Kirby games in general are pretty simple, easy games, because you can.
And they're not meant to be hard. They're all simple, easy. They're all simple and easy.
Yeah, but I think in this one, I would like it to be a little more challenging, since you have all these powers. You need to kind of make it a little bit more challenging for us to make more. I don't know, more fun with the powers that we get, instead of just like, I just want this power is the best one, I'm going to carry through the whole game. I hope they kind of force you to use other powers that kind of think outside the box.
They might allow you to combine it, kind of like in the other games.
Hopefully.
But you know what? If they do, great. If the game is a little bit more challenging or has an ability to ramp up the challenge, cool. But if not, I'm cool with that too. Kirby's like up there with Yoshi as far as let the kids have some. Let the kids.
You speaking from the Epic Yarn experience? Got it. I got you.
I mean, yeah, Kirby Epic Yarn, Yoshi's Crafted World.
Speaking of that, from the Canvas games and all that kind of stuff, Kirby's always been the experimental game character. Like, here's a new idea. Who can we think of trying this? Let's give it to Kirby. If it doesn't work out, it's okay because it's Kirby. You know what I mean? Like,
Kirby games, Kirby and Yoshi games almost always sell a set amount anyway, so they can just play around with it. Mm-hmm. So, and I mean, hell, isn't it kind of messed up? Kirby has had more entries, like almost every console, than Samus and Metroid, or F-Zero, or Star Fox. I still want my damn Switch Star Fox. Hell, give me a Star Fox Zero remaster.
There wasn't talk. It's funny you mentioned it, because Platinum did say that like they wouldn't mind doing a port of it if Nintendo wants it to happen. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, which I think that's a low key way of saying we're trying to do a port of it, but
yeah. No, you're right. You're right. Kirby has more options, because Kirby can do more ideas than Samus and Star Fox can. You know what I mean? Like, you can't...
Yeah, you can't have Metroid racing.
Yeah, you can't have... you could probably do a Metroid puzzle. He's a ball, and you do puzzles, and he rolls back down. I don't know. I'm making up something as I go. Star Fox, you can't do that. So, Kirby just has more options than them based on what they can do with it. I'm not saying they can't. They just, like, why? So, I'm excited for that. Now we get to the big one, the finale that happened at the very end of the Direct, and that's Bayonetta 3. The long 4 years since the announcement back in 2017. People have been wondering, people have been begging, people have been just demanding that you show us something. And Platinum's like, give us time. Give us time. Give us time. Shut up. So
exactly.
So they came in. They came at the finale. Oh, by the way, the Kirby game fooled me. Thought it was a Pokemon game. First glimpse, that was a Pokemon game, hands down. Bayonetta here fooled me two times. One, for some reason, I called it was Bayonetta. I was like, it's Bayonetta. And then at the time, I was like, maybe it's not Bayonetta. I was like, I don't know what it is. And then they got me with Lappy, the dog from Astral Chain. I'm like, Astral Chain 2? I was like, really? Really? Because, like, you saw these giant monsters walking. I'm like, that's not Bayonetta, because Bayonetta deals with more angels, like, and whatnot. But then when I heard the voice, the deep voice in a different language, like, oh, that's Bayonetta. That's Bayonetta. Because, like, that's the signature voice that you hear. The whole, like, Las Fanastus, like, Dracula kind of voice kind of sounding, Yeah. So, you hear that.
Backwards Latin.
Yeah, exactly. So, she comes in with this new outfit, because, each Bayonetta, she has a new hairdo. The first one, it was up. The second one, it got cut. This one here, she basically does a shout out to, like, her daughter, maybe, I don't know, of, what's her name?
Teresa?
Yeah. So you have her hairdo, rocking this kind of a dress. Slightly a new voice actor that is. Yep. That, she's doing a good job imitating the last person, so I can't be mad at her. I honestly wanted to play the theory card that's not the original Bayonetta. That's the daughter becoming the new Bayonetta.
That's the popular theory. I have yet to finish 1 and 2, so I'm not.
Well, she's not in the second one. The daughter's not in the second one. Well, maybe.
No, I mean as far as the lore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that would be cool. But either way, I'm not gonna lie, dude. The game looks great. You're seeing some new more ideas now with the execution. You can do multiple executions at the same time with the certain button press. You're getting. I think people are saying they're getting the scraps from Scalebound put on here because you're seeing like giant. You're seeing her monster fight other monsters while she's kind of just dancing in the background, kind of like Scalebound. Like you can control the monster.
Just like,
yeah. It's like okay, maybe they're using some scrap ideas from Scalebound and put it in this game. I was like, all right, that's fine with that. But I have to say, this is my favorite look for Bayonetta. This look is badass. I really like her look in this one. A lot of people
looks legit.
Yeah, a lot of people said though is did they censor it because like she did not strip naked when it came to the hair thing. It was a tattoo that marked. And then it brought up something. So I don't know what's going on. I don't really care either way, But at the same time, it's like, oh, that's an interesting thing though. Like she always does that. So, or it could be just what the trailer's showing, and then when we saw the final one, it'll be like, yeah, there it is, full back. So, what's your thoughts? Did you think you liked it, dislike it? What you think?
I thought it was. At first, I thought it was like, is this Earth Defense Force or something like that? But where are the insects? And then I was thinking, oh, maybe it's some type of strategy war game. Nope. Okay, Bayonetta. All right, cool. Bayonetta 3. All right, that's that. Okay. I wasn't like super hyped because I've never been like a super Bayonetta fan. I like the games, but
shout out, Bayonetta is better than Devil May Cry. Just putting that out there.
Ooh, that's gonna get you some heat.
Yeah, bring it to me.
But I enjoy what little I did play a Bayonetta 1 and 2. I enjoy it. Like I have 1 and 2 on the Wii U. I might double dip just to not have to put the Wii U back together. But I don't know. I think it's going to be a good game. It looked good. It looked fluid. I hope they get it running in a solid 60 frames because that would be butter smooth. But it looks like it's going to. I mean, with seeing all the Devil May Cry games, how Devil May Cry 5 was kicking ass, I could tell. I'm just wondering how much did Platinum maybe borrow from Devil May Cry 5.
You think so? You think they borrow some stuff?
Maybe we're playing a little bit as Bayonetta. Maybe we'll play as a different character. Maybe we'll play as her daughter. Maybe that is her daughter. Maybe we'll play as the other Bayonetta. Who knows? Well, how will they incorporate Amiibo? Because there are Bayonetta Amiibo. All right, we do costume changes.
Yep, there's definitely going to be some costumes. I bet.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. It's like, hey, if you have this Amiibo or whatever, then she can change into different costumes. They did that on the Wii U.
I'll call it right now. There will be a 1-for-1 outfit, like for the girl outfit, and the whipping one, because one of her powers back in the old game was she used a whip. Bayonetta did. And I think there's going to be an Astral Chain, of course, costume. Either it's Lappy the dog costume or something. So, and I think there's going to be some shout out to them because they always do it all the time. Shout out to other things, especially like, and I think in the first one they did a shout out to Beautiful Joe. She did some moves. Shout out to. I think they're going to do some shout outs for like Astral Chain or something like that, where like she'll have like someone on a leash for a second and treat them like the gameplay of like Astral Chain or something like that.
Use the chain to trap someone.
Yeah, as like an execution or something like that. I bet that will be like execution. You get them on chain, they'll execute everybody or something like. I don't know. I'm just theorizing here, but no, it looks.
It seems like you're excited.
Excited. I'm a big Bayonetta fan. I really like the lore. I really like the characters. I think she's an awesome character in general. She knows how she does a really good job of being sexy and dangerous, and I like how she just does it her way. And I'm glad they don't stray away from it. I'm glad there's like full all in. Like she is just. Hey, it's for better or for worse. Like if you don't like her, that's on you. I like that. I like that moment. I like that style. So yeah. So
Yeah, it makes me wonder if Bayonetta and some of these other games aren't in the same. That would be cool if they were in the same universe.
that's what they're theorizing right now. They're theorizing that Astral Chain and Bayonetta are in the same universe. Either it's from Astral Chain's way in the future of the world Bayonetta. We don't know. I think it's just a quick shout out. I think we're going too far into it. I think it was just a cute shout out, and that's it. Because it could be that the video game itself can fit in that world, and she's just a fan of it. So I don't know. So because you could argue that Beautiful Joe would be in that world since she did shout out to Beautiful Joe in her games. It's like, does that mean Beautiful Joe's in that universe? No. I think it's just a fun. I think it's just a fun crack at the other games. So break the fourth wall jokes, as she did even at the intro.
If only Beautiful Joe did come back.
Yeah. Be surprised on our next episode of World Gaming Trade Show. Shout out for a little hint about that. Shout out to Brando. Okay, let's move on to the next game. Let's talk about the one that is going to also be a big, big game. Now, you think Bayonetta's big? Secretly, I think this one's going to be bigger. Sale-wise, because they had gone a giant following since the Wii U, and that's Splatoon 3. We got a lot of gameplay footage of this game. It looks good. One of the things we saw different is definitely the different arsenal of weapons that they'll be doing.
Yes.
Like a giant mech that can roll into a ball and stuff like that, to like giant floating speakers or floating other arsenal things. It looks like that some things are vertical, so people are going to be going up and down on these certain things with more of a fun story that is setting place more in a kind of a desert canvas kind of looking thing. Because I guess would you say that they said this setting is kind of like in a post-apocalypse kind of world per se?
It seems like it's like a maybe not post-apocalypse, like a not turn of the century, but it's on the cusp of a new era.
Okay.
And it's kind of hinted at by the subtitle, "Return or Revenge of the Mammalians" or something.
Yeah. So I'm excited for this because I've been wanting to get into Splatoon, but every time I do it, I'm always too late. And if I get the second one, I probably just want to play for the story. I heard the story's decent, so I would play probably for the story. But third one, I kind of want to try to invest myself into that game. So I'm going to try to motivate myself to be invested in that. Even if I have to go at it alone, I kind of want to give this game a try because I heard Splatoon is really fun, And people and I don't need to explain it to you. It's all about territory. It's a territory game. So take the most territory and you win. So, yeah. And it's funny, too, because, it gives me a bit of a Jet Set Radio Future on certain parts of that game.
And we know you're about that.
I know, man. I don't know. Me and DC. Shout out to DC. So, yeah. What about you? Were you thinking ever Splatoon? Does this interest you? Would this get you in there?
I've never played Splatoon. I've been curious about it. Curious about how it works. It's like, it's Smash Brothers for first-person shooters. Is it like that? Is it something else? Obviously, it being Nintendo, it has a story. I didn't even know it had a story until the second game was out, really. I don't know. I mean, I never played the first one or the second one. The third one I probably won't end up playing unless I come across it on a sale, and we all know how often Nintendo does those kinds of sales. So it looks good, though. It looks pretty. It looks vibrant. It looks action-packed. It looks a lot of fun. But it might be a little too late for me to jump on the bus.
I disagree with that because it's just kind of be like Call of Duty or Battlefield. I mean, I don't think you have to play the previous one to know what's going on. I think they're all standalone stories in their own way. It's just more of the lore, right?
True. But part of the appeal is the 4-on-4 or whatever matches. And let me be honest, I am very rarely into that kind of competitive atmosphere anymore.
Okay.
And I mean, that seems like that's going to be a big part of Splatoon. It's going to have its story mode, but like Call of Duty and Battlefield, the story mode is not going to be enough to just sell the game by itself.
Were you a fan of Overwatch or Team Fortress at all?
Once upon a time in my more competitive days, yes.
Okay. So
I didn't even need a story in Team Fortress 2, and the story was just a cute little bonus for Overwatch. But different times.
All right. Let's get into a couple of RPG games. Well, really just one, really. But we get more update Project Triangle Strategy that is now called Triangle Strategy, which is like at this point it's like okay. It's like Project
Triangle Strategy game.
Yeah, okay. Why not? Whatever. We're getting
they're like screw you. You're gonna buy it. Triangle.
Is the same graphical like Octopath Traveler, except this is more of a tactic game, like you would say for Final Fantasy Tactics, and it's coming out March 4th, 2022. And they're giving you more of a up-to-date quality of life, like for instance, based on the demo, which I still haven't had a chance to play it. I need to play it. Just for the heck of it. So now, what these updates, I know what to expect when I play the demo. Like, okay, these are stuff they're not having in this demo. Okay, got it. So they're going to have adjustment difficulty. They're going to have improvement to the screen visuals, like the UI, camera control, which that one got me because like this game didn't have camera control. Like you can't, because like most tactic games, it feels like a diorama. So you just change it around. Like I'm surprised they didn't have that. Like so that's kind of interesting. The ability to see prior dialogue, which is like I get that. Sometimes you like to know what the choices you made so you can make sure you're on the right path of the choice you get. So I think that's cool. Yeah.
Or some people just don't pay attention and they're just pressing A. They're like, "Oop, I think I needed that."
Yeah. And then basically making sure the game flows better and quick loading times. So this is like, okay, cool. Because like this game is not, the game is pretty looking. And so I'm kind of curious when I decided to play the demo, like how bad is the loading? So, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I do like how they're emphasizing and re-emphasizing that your choices do affect the story as it goes forward. And I was like, okay, that's very tricky ground to tread because every time someone says that, people say, no, it just affects it to like this point, and then it doesn't matter. And like, so I would really like to see just how in depth your choices go. They better go super ham on this.
Are you a fan of tactic games like that, particularly like the Final Fantasy Tactics? Now I know you're a big XCOM person, but those are definitely apples and oranges in that point, right? So are you a fan of these kind of tactics?
They're both fruit. I mean, I would say Final Fantasy Tactics, Final Fantasy style tactics, Ogre Battle, that stuff. It's a little bit harder for me to get into because it's a lot deeper as far as the details of your characters managing your characters,
definitely
managing
slower.
Your abilities in the party.
Definitely slower.
Much slower. It's much slower than a Fire Emblem or an XCOM. But I still have kind of there's still a reason I have Final Fantasy Tactics for the PS1 and for the GBA. I still like to kind of mess around and try it. Or not GBA, PSP.
Yeah, the remake of the Tactics, right?
Yeah,
War of the Lions. Yeah.
Yes. So I like the idea of it. I just need to stop being old impatient me. But it is slow.
Yeah, it's
slow.
It's funny because like I know Final Fantasy Tactics is a popular game for some people, but it's not on par, surprisingly enough, to the Disgaea games. If I'm saying the right one right. Yeah, Disgaea's.
There's a reason we don't have a bunch of Final Fantasy Tactics games.
Yeah. And it looks like they're coming in with different skins. So, like this one, it looks like it might get the Octopath Traveler treatment. It might be a time limited for the Switch, and it'll probably come out to PC and probably Game Pass later. Because
it's probably a sleeper hit too.
Yeah, because if I'm correct, Octopath Traveler is not even on the PlayStation.
I don't think it is.
No. So it might Project Triangle might be the same treatment for that. So you think you'll be picking it up in the future on a sale?
Not on day one, but yeah, eventually.
Okay.
Triangle strategy game. The game.
Okay. The next one is the Castlevania Advanced Collection that is out today as we speak. This comes with Circle of Moon, Harmony of Descendant, Area of Sorrows, and a bonus, Dracula X. I'm not even complaining. That's awesome. Give me the bonus. That's cool.
Why not just... Okay.
Go
on.
Look, I think I know where you're going at, but the point is, as long as you give me the 3, I'm happy. Anything after that, I'm not complaining. Because I'd be upset if they give me Circle of Moon, Harmony, and then Dracula X. I'm like, you're not going to put RO in there? So and maybe you would argue like, why buy Symphony of the Night? How come that one's not included in this? I would take that over Dracula X.
No, okay. Dracula X is the the great value Rondo of Blood. Which one? Why Dracula X at all? Two, why didn't you just put that on the Super Nintendo online collection? That kind of makes no sense. And three, it seems like it's like, oh crap, we meant to put that on the Castlevania Anniversary Collection, but we forgot.
I got an answer for all of that. You ready for my answer? Is Konami. Nintendo has nothing to do with that. Konami is the one making the rules here. So that's Konami's decision. But I'm not complaining because it's a bonus. So
yeah, I mean, I hope the game sells well because that means we're maybe one step closer to getting a Castlevania DS collection, or one step closer to maybe getting another entry in Castlevania series.
I hope Symphony of the Night comes on there though. Like with these games, it's like give us Symphony of the Night. Like let's get the whole look with that one in there, and then your future ones. You can have the whole Castlevania collection on the Switch. It'd be awesome.
Yeah,
it'd be awesome.
Yeah. But, I bet you. Well, I think it actually is pretty cool because you're only going to get the Advanced Collection on the Switch.
Yes.
You're not going to get it anywhere else. Now, they have Castlevania Requiem, which has Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night bookended.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get the Castlevania Anniversary Collection on like the PS4 and the Xbox. But you can't, they're making the Switch the destination for Castlevania, which that's fine.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I've been wanting to replay these games again. I love the advanced ones, especially Area of Sorrow. That was my hook game right there. I love that game. At the time, it was my second favorite under Symphony of the Night, but now it's number 3. Like number 2 now is Portrait of Ruins. So, which if you listen to our Perfect 10 episode, I gave that game a 10, along with Symphony of the Night. And so,
Circle of Moon's going to. I enjoyed a little bit of Circle of Moon.
Circle of Moon is tough now. Not tough now. It's always been a tough game because it's the first one. It was hard to see, and it was harder it take longer to level up compared to. You can definitely see they did a quality of life going on after Circle of Moon. Circle of Moon is like it's a man's Castlevania. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. So $20, good price. That was a good price for 4 games like those, and they're lengthy games.
Wise.
Yeah, with quick rewind and quick saves. So right on. So now the big surprise one. Big but small, was the ActRaiser HD from Square Enix.
Didn't see it coming.
No, I don't think anyone saw that coming. That was a big surprise. I don't know if it's exclusive. No, it's not. It's coming for PS4. I remember here. I think I saw it's coming for PS4. And I never got into ActRaiser. I heard it's called following.
The first one is fun.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bother with the second one. It's way too easy. They actually made it easy because Western audiences said they wanted more action. Okay, all action. The first one is fun. It really does have that city simulation building, then action stages.
So, as a person that had played it, and have you beaten it?
No, I almost got to. I think I'm on the second to last boss.
Okay, so what's your initial thoughts on the upgrade graphics? Do you like the way it looks? All that.
Yeah, I mean, the original graphics were just fine. I think the only part of the upgrade graphics I think are better than the original by and far is the city management overworld.
Okay.
Because, knowing Super Nintendo, they could only do so much with the overhead and the Mode 7 and all that other good stuff. They could only do so much with that. So the remastered version, the overhead looks a lot clearer. It's easier to tell what the hell you're doing, what the hell, is on the map. But the action stage, the action part, I think the Super Nintendo version had a certain charm. I mean, I'm not poo-pooing the remastered version, but the original version looked good too. So,
well, hopefully it'll get
I don't think they. Oh, go on.
Oh, I was going to say, hopefully it does a good job on reviews and how it comes out. That I might dip in for the first time on this edition, just and whatnot.
Yeah, I think. I don't think they confirmed it. I'm not sure, but it would be nice if they gave you an option to switch between the original and the
I see.
New look.
Yeah.
That'd be
well,
nice.
wait a minute. Now, if I'm correct, isn't it on the original on one of the Super Nintendo lineup on the network?
On the Switch Online?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I could be 100% wrong, but I thought I did see that. But anyways, with that being said,
no, it is not.
Okay. All right, then that'll be fine. So, it's out now. I think the price is
Razor Renaissance. That's what.
Yeah. I think it's out now. I think it's $30. I want to say $30.
It is. Yes, it is 30. I think it's $29.99.
Yeah. So, yeah. If you already played it, leave a comment down below. But sadly enough, we got to get ready to wrap up. We got one more game we're going to talk about. There's a lot of other stuff that happened on there, but it's mainly updates and little small games that we just don't have time because we're on a tight schedule tonight. So we're going to talk about one more game, and the last game we're going to talk about is Chapter 2 of a game that has not been talked about since like a year ago. It's like a year since the last one, maybe a year and a half. And I like to pronounce it in a Spanish way, Del Turne, but the real way is Jaron.
Deltarune. Now, I'm getting the same vibes of like when my mom would call every video game system a Nintendo. I'm just shaking my head.
Well, Deltarune is out now. It's free, of course. Chapter 1. If you already have the game, just update it and it'll go to Chapter 2 for you. If you haven't got it, you can get it right now. With the update of Chapter 3 and 4 and 5 will come out eventually, but they'll all come together. I found out that there's 7 chapters. I didn't know there were 7 chapters. So it's one of those things like I don't know if I really want to start it because I will play it and probably forget what happens down the line. Yeah. So I'm just going to keep updating it. And so I got it on my computer and the Switch. So when the day comes, then I'll go through it again. I'm actually this close to buying Undertales again on the Switch for $10 because it's on sale for $10. Just so
I have yet to ever play that game.
It's so good. One day, I hope you turn around and play it. I really like that game. I thought it was really good.
Hey, I'm just now getting around to trying Hades. So.
But Undertale is way before that. You know what I mean? So,
I know Undertale came out 6 years ago. I'm like Merlin. I'm working my way backwards.
But stuff keep coming in my way, right?
Yeah.
But hopefully one day you'll get into it. I recommend it. It's fun. I recommend anybody playing it. Play with an open mind because this is a different type of game. So, but does this one interest you at all? Because you don't have to play Undertales to me personally, but it kind of has the lore per se, but it's not enough where like, I don't think you really have to play Undertales to play this, but does this interest you at all?
It looks interesting. I wouldn't mind watching Brandy play it.
Okay.
I don't know if I'd play it.
Okay.
But I'd watch Brandy play it, or maybe I'd look at it on Twitch. Nah, I'd probably just watch Brandy play it.
All right, right on. So that is basically the end of our show. But before we go, we got to put a grade on our overall thoughts of this one. Jaron, whatever grade system you want to use, what grade system you use, and what do you give it?
I'm going to say on a scale of 1 to 5 bananas, with 5 bananas being Donkey Kong and 1 being Lanky Kong, I give it a 4 out of 5, a Dixie Kong.
Okay. All right. I'm going to do the letter system. Back in elementary school, being S the best, and double S for being, you just made that up so the other can be better than me. To an F, I give this an A+. It was really good.
A+. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was really good. I think.
Got you excited?
Yeah, I think they did a good job. They hit my spots. So they hit me with my Bayonetta. They hit me with the Castlevania collection. The Splatoon intrigues me. Like I said before the beginning of our show, is I think they hit the right spots. They filled in all the holes. You might not be a fan of what they filled in there, but they gave you a little bit of everything. They gave you action. They gave you RPG. They gave you puzzle. They gave you adventure. They gave you surprises. And that's a good thing. They gave me some surprises. The Kirby surprised me. The Actraiser surprised me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought they did a good job.
You made a good point. I'll bump it up to 4.5.
Okay.
Bananas.
Okay. So, but as you know, this is part of the In-Game Boss Network, or In-Game Boss Program Network. It gave me a variety of many things. So definitely check out our YouTube page. We're only on YouTube. But of course, we are a bi-weekly show for this particular podcast that we do live show every other Friday. And if you miss it, you can see it on Tuesday where I add all the pretty stuff in it, the visuals and all the scenes and cuts and everything like that. But if you join us on our live stream, we get to chat with you and hear your thoughts about, as we talk about the topics that we have. And definitely check out all our other topics that we have on our show. I swear we will get back in the room and do cabinet sessions because every time we do it, something happens. And we're like, crap, we got to go back again. We got to go back in our huts until the weather clears out and we can go back out and do this stuff and everything. So, but as you know, you can find us on Facebook and Twitter. All you have to do is type in @ProgramIn on there to find us on Twitter. And if you want to find us personally, you can find me as RetroAmp07 on Twitter.
At the Grumpy Bear 84 on Twitter.
And
I don't do Insta.
You don't do Insta. Gotcha. I don't do Insta either. I don't have time for that. I got stuff to do. And I don't have a Discord. I'll probably never do a Discord for this. That's too much managing. You can see me in other people's Discords. Just look for RetroAmp07. I'll be on there. And so
you float around other Discords.
I float around. I got too many stuff. We got lives. We got stuff to do. And so, but I want to thank everybody for joining us on this live stream and the episode when you listen to it. And we will definitely catch you on our next stage. Stage clear. Let's go.
New high score coming 2022.